Okay, in this quick video, we're just going to discuss the topic of taking modes and mixing them with traditional systems, in this case, melodic minor. I found a lot of the times that when I'm dealing with like film score students, they tend to mix up modes, purely modal stuff, with kind of a mixture of both. A lot of the times, the sound they're looking for is a mixture of modes and traditionalism. So in this case, we're going to take Dorian, mix it with natural minor, and have a melodic minor closeout. And at the end, I'll show you a song that does stuff like this. One of the reasons you do this is for color, more color, and also because Dorian does not have a strong pull towards the center. Neither does natural minor. And when you're doing climactic music, sometimes you're looking for the strong pull of the raised third five. And it'll become less obvious that that's what's happening if you mix these things up. I'll just play through a sequence of chords. Dorian bass chords, natural minor chords. I'll do a melodic minor closeout. And so this sequence gives us a lot of color and gives us a strong way to return to that one chord of Dorian. And because of all this mixture, it doesn't sound like a traditional minor system based sequence, but it still has a strong ending. So I wrote out the basic formula for you here. It's free to use. You can use this sequence freely. It's just a bunch of chords running together. But with these mixing of these D minor based scales, it becomes less obvious that we're using traditionalism in here as well. So this is not a sequence you're going to find, for instance, with Beethoven, but you might with Ralph Vaughan Williams. Let me improvise on it just a little, just to make it slightly musical. That switching to that melodic minor closeout gives us an opportunity to start the sequence over, even though the initial sequence is Dorian. So let's just take a pop song from the 90s that uses a formula very similar to this. Not the same exact chord sequence. There's a lot of suspensions and stuff, so I'm not going to play that. I'm going to play the bass chords and over the top of his and hopefully not get flagged. I'm just going to play the basic triads because there are suspension stuff. And this is from Michael Jackson's Earth Song by natural minor chords, raised third five, melodic minor vocal line. So the chorus is just purely Dorian, but it's all based around a G sharp minor tonality doing the same thing. Starts out in Dorian, G sharp Dorian that is. Actually, what I should do is play it through it slowly from where I had the audio go. Playing the suspension, just a really reduced version. So the vocal line does that melodic minor walk up. Imagine doing that in harmonic minor. It would sound wrong. So in that entire song, the same exact formula is used. The verse is very Dorianish. The bridge is natural minor chords. Which closes out with a melodic minor. And I'm just playing the scale, but the vocal line does a melodic minor walk up, so there's all three elements, and when it goes into the chorus, it's very obvious that it's Dorian. That's very obviously Dorian, so we're mixing all of these elements just like I did in this formula below. Not the same chord sequence, but it's the same concept. So sometimes the sound you're looking for may be a mixture of traditional systems and modality and not just purely modal. And when you start thinking this way, you're not limited to just a diatonic mode. You could actually start mixing these things all up, traditionalism and modalism. Well, actually, modes are older than the traditional harmony, but that's for a different topic. You could mix these things in for a great variety of color, but give yourself also a strong ending to where you can repeat an initial phrase that starts with modality. You can mix these things. Ralph Vaughan Williams does this on Fantasia from a Theme from Thomas Tallis. Same concept. He does it with Phrygian, by mixing some traditional moves with that Phrygian feel. And someone like James Newton Howard uses stuff like this all the time. He usually does a Dorian phrase with the Dorian 1-4, then goes to the natural minor 6 chord. That's almost like a staple move from him to switch from a mode to traditional systems.